Hi, I'm Paula Bohland. Welcome to the channel. This is a YouTube podcast channel, and it's all about building a real estate empire. I'm Paula Bohland, and I have been in real estate for more than 30 years while I did other things and other occupations and other joys. And I am now focusing my attention on teaching you how to come into real estate and build an absolute empire. Hi, everybody. I'm Paula Bohland. Welcome back to the show. I've talked about this before, but I'm going to take a little bit of a deeper dive from a different perspective. How it is to be a CEO of a real estate business compared to somebody who just does flips, right? So I want you to be a CEO. And one of the things that I see a difference is in the journey that my clients are taking and that I've taken too, in becoming really like, the big picture holder, what you would call the chief executive officer that has teams, that is building and continues to build my real estate empire, which is what you want too, right? I don't think you're in this and you wouldn't be listening to me if you were just one and done. Just give me the information to do it. I'm going to go on. You want an empire, right? I've had people come into my world that came out of retirement and knew that their retirement wasn't going to be enough. And so they were like, let me jump in and let me grow from my retirement, accounts, and create an empire. But it's one thing to think about having a lot of money and being able to build that, which you can absolutely have in real estate. I mean, you can have it very quickly. But managing the process of getting there as a CEO and managing your business so that you don't get worn out, you don't get overwhelmed, you don't get bothered, essentially, is the trick. All right. And so you becoming a CEO is really about, bringing in the money, the strategy, how do you do this? But it's really about the mindset of a CEO and the mindset of how you manage your real estate millions, your company. All right. And I'm going to tell you something honestly. A lot of you guys that are doing this, that think you're doing this, are stressed out. And you need to relax. So the first point I'm going to tell you about being a CEO is that you trust the process. You trust that it's going to be okay. All right. So there's a little piece of picking up your faith and bringing it in here. It's important. It's your anything you do that's really important and builds purpose in the world for you, your family, and other people is spiritual. It is faith filled, and you need to bring in your faith and know that it's going to be okay. And me as a coach, I'm going to remind you of that, and I'm going to help you figure out how to make it okay. But if you get lost in those daily, the thing that you call going wrong, the thing that you call, oh no, and you're obsessing about that, what you're going to do is you're going to freaking sabotage your business, okay? You've got to learn how to relax into this and have faith. And you've got to be able to know that there's people behind you, me, other people, whatever, that it is going to be okay. And what's happening right now is not going to last very long. So I'm going to give you an example. This is very common for people that are newly flipping or newly building a real estate model. It's you decide that you don't want to use your cash to go ahead and buy a house, right? So you buy a house, you're going to flip it. You decide you don't want to use your cash. You're going to use a private money lender, Well, okay, great. I recommend that. I have people I work with who have very deep pockets and they don't pay for their house all themselves. They use other people's money, right? Great. We've all heard that. But then you get into the process. This is so common of applying for the connection with the private money lender, looking at their terms and all this stuff. And instead of looking at the big picture of where you're going, which is what a CEO does, right? This is taking me right here from this to where I want to go, which is millions in asset, millions in dollars. It's very common for people that haven't sort of made that decision and that transition yet to focus on what's happening with the funder, what the funder's saying, what the funder, will they approve it or will they won't? Why are they telling me this? Why? Well, you got to take a step back from that for a minute, because if you get lost in that, number one, you've forgotten where you're going. You're just stressing out. And two, you're going to be stressed out. And three, you can give yourself a heart attack. I'm not kidding you. These people have a lot of money to loan. It is private people that put their money in, and they are going to ask questions to make sure that their money's protected. So just know that. And I'll do another episode on how you deal with this, in a way that doesn't, drive you nuts and whatever. But you just answer their questions in a general way, knowing that they are wanting this to close too, and knowing that you want this to close and that this is moving you somewhere. And don't get so mad at everything. Relax and have faith that it's going to be done. It's going to work out. And just for right now, this might be a little annoying. This might be a little challenging, but stay in the step you're in and answer the questions. So the first thing I would tell you in this is you've got to learn how to relax. You've got to stop finding what is wrong. All right, that's the second point. Most people get up in the morning and they start going through their day and they start thinking from the same time they were yesterday, they remember what they were worried about from yesterday. And then they bring it right back into the table. And instead of looking at, oh boy, this is a new day, what's going right? I'm building this business. This is where I'm going to millions. They bring right back into, oh, that funder asked me for, an explanation of why I'm putting drywall in. Oh my God, that funder, why would they ask me about that? And they get all bound up again, okay? And then they start telling everybody else, this funder's annoying. I don't like it. I'm giving this as an example. I'm not picking on funders. This is the example. But they start focusing on, now a CEO can't do that. You can't do that if you're going to really run this company, because you're not attending to everything else. You're spending your time and your energy and all of your things, and you're actually sabotaging things. I want you to write that down. You are sabotaging. When you get so concerned about one little point, you're no longer focused on where you want to go. You're no longer focused on moving this along. You're no longer focused on your learning. What are you learning from this? All you are is mad and stressed and angry and focused on that. All right? You've got to learn to relax. All right? I want you to know that it is all going to be okay. I can share 15 stories right now on the top of my head as I'm saying this. There is very little in real estate, in flipping real estate, that can't be worked out. And the way that you're going to deal with this okay is, I'm not telling you can never feel anxious. You can never feel like, oh no. What I want you to do is just settle back in and check in about what is right now. Is everything okay right now? Right now, in this moment, I'm asking you, write it in now. Is everything okay? Do you have enough food? Do you have enough air conditioning? I'm sitting in an air conditioned building with a jacket on. It's 92 degrees outside. There's air conditioning. Do you have enough to eat? Do you have enough to, you must have enough money to play with, or you wouldn't be doing this. Do you have a vision? Do you have, everything is okay right now. And what you're doing is creating BS and projecting off into the future. What if they say this? What if I say this and this goes wrong? What if? Stop that. It's all okay. Bring it back to right now. And literally, I'm not teasing you. Relax and tell yourself, it's all okay now. It's all going to be okay. I cannot tell you the number of times if you guys are one of my clients, tell me if I've said it to you. It's going to be okay. And it always is. And sometimes I have to admit, being human, when it all works out after, you've been in days of almost like having a heart attack, literally, I say, I told you so. It almost always works out in real estate. So I want you to relax. So as a CEO, the big point of this is that there's a difference between an employee who focuses on problems and a leader or a CEO who focuses on solutions. Are you going to stay in employee mode? Are you going to stay in problem mode, or are you going to stay in trust and faith and solution mode? Those are the two things you've got to choose from. And it's a decision. And it's a daily decision. It can be a moment-to-moment decision. And the more that you go over to this side and decide as a leader and a person that's building $1 million business that you put on your CEO hat, if you got to go get a hat that's too tight for you, like it kind of squishes your head, put it on. It'll remind you. You are the leader and you're looking for solutions. You left the employee world. You left the somebody else tell you what to do, the focus on problems for a reason. Okay? So if you make this decision moment to moment, day to day to be the CEO, you're going to know that what you're dealing with right now, it's all just stuff. It's not that important. It really isn't. You're going toward your empire. You're taking care of the stuff that'll get you there. It's sort of like when you climb a mountain, right? And you had this map, and it shows you the terrain is kind of like, chiseled out flat, and you're going up this level, and then you think in your mind, oh, I'm just going to be able to sit down and relax for a couple of hours because this is going to be a beautiful meadow. But then you really start going on this journey to go to this mountaintop where the great views, everything is beautiful. You're going to be there, in a spa-like environment at the end and all the things. And you find out, well, the plateaus aren't really there. It's a lot of rocks, right? Well, you can choose to just focus on the rocks and stay in the rocks. Oh my God, there's rocks here, and what do I do about these rocks? And oh my God, why are there rocks? And then, if you do that and spend hours there, do you think you're going to get to the top? You just take the next step. Climb the rock, move around the rock, go around the rock. It's just stuff, and it's different than what you thought. But you're learning all the way, right? And you have a destination in mind. You have a goal in mind. And quit making the stuff the most important thing, all right? So that's one thing. Have your big picture. If you don't have a big picture for your real estate business, for your business and your empire, get it now. Get a piece of paper out. Turn this on pause and write out what your big picture is. And I'm not saying I want you to go live in it. Like imagine it like you're in it. I have $5 million coming in. I fly to Hawaii once a month. I've got, 10 projects. I manage a team. My wife is, whatever, or I'm a solo woman and I travel the world. Whatever it is, I want you to have your big picture, because if you don't have that, and I'm not talking about your why, it could be part of your why, like I want my kids to have a legacy, all those things. But what is it you, in your heart of hearts, your soul of soul, that's compelling you to do this? If you return to that, you're going to relax. You're going to feel better. And here's a big one. Instead of you coaching with me and telling me everything that's going wrong, all the problems, you don't understand, Paula, this has happened and this funder said this, or this has happened and my husband said this, or this is, instead of you doing that, yes, that's part of the mentoring relationship, to help you figure out the solutions, right? What's going on and solutions. Instead of getting stuck in that, know that there's a solution. And I want you to just another time, just when you're in that, you catch yourself in everything's wrong. There's rocks right here. Why is that rock blue? Nobody told me there were rocks. Why am I climbing this mountain? There's rocks. I want you to stop, remember your vision, and list everything that's going right. Do it right now. What's going right in your life? Heaven's sakes, you're building $1 million business here. You're 1%. 99. The reason that 99% of the people don't do this is because when it gets challenging, they crawl right back into comfort. All right. You are walking over the rocks. Your solution, you are one of the 1%. You should be proud of that. What is going right now? You have people supporting you. You have me here to mentor you. You got a YouTube channel you can turn to if you want to give you support and tell you can do it. You're making money. You've got a plan for how this is going to turn around in no time at all, right? What is going well? That will turn it around and get you centered. I know people say, you don't understand, I can't flip this switch. I'm in anxiety. And the minute I solve one thing, I get in anxiety the next. The reason is because, honestly, you're looking for it. It's got to tell you the truth. You're looking for that next boost of energy. And the next boost of energy, whether it's positive or negative, your conscious, your soul doesn't matter. You're just in the habit of getting the energy from negativity. So if you start turning it around and saying, this is what is going well right now. Yeah, I got a challenge. But what's going well is I'm learning. I've got support. I've got, it's taken me on my journey along the way. And you stop focusing on what's wrong, because guess what? The more you focus on what's wrong, what's going to happen? More wrong's going to happen. You ever get out of the bed in the morning and you stub your toe when you're getting up and you're like, oh, it's going to be that kind of a day, And then you go to the bathroom and you drop everything and break something. Oh, yeah, see, I told you it's going to be that kind of the day. And then you get out in your car and there's a ton of traffic. I knew it. It's going to be that kind of day. Well, that's because you're focusing on what's wrong. If you just stop for a minute and say, yeah, there's traffic, but I got a job. Shoot, yeah. And maybe I don't like my job, because that's the next thing you'll get into. Man, I don't like my job. I hate my job. Well, yeah, but I've got a real estate business that's going to take me out of it. This is my plan for getting out. This is my big plan. I mean, if you can check, that's what CEOs do really, really well, guys. You've got to be able to relax, get out of the negativity, know that there's a solution, know that it's going to be okay, and know your big picture. Okay, so that is kind of my mindset, my CEO mindset mantra, my affirmations for you. And I'm telling you, if you do these things, it will change you. It'll change your relationships. It'll change how you feel inside. You'll sleep better. You'll feel less anxiety. And your business is going to grow crazy. Even alongside of it's going to make the strategy that you're learning, the how to do it, learning, go faster, stronger, better.